So I watched the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I really like this series. When it first started, I was like, you know what, I think this has potential to be something great. And by the end, I'm like, this already is great. Like, I enjoyed watching this show so much. So, as the title says, the main point that I wanted to talk about, other than the finale, I guess, is why the shield never mattered in the first place. So I feel like there's a lot of people really hung up on, oh, the shield this and oh, the shield that. Like, whenever Sam gave the shield away, I feel like a lot of people flipped their wig and they were like, why would you give the shield away? Like, oh, the shield. And I'm like, bro, it's just a hunk of metal. First of all, it doesn't even belong to them. Doesn't it belong to Wakanda? They were the ones that provided the metal to make it. It didn't belong to them. And that was confirmed by that lady. I don't know what her name is, so y'all don't be upset. I don't know her name in the show. Who told the guy John Walker that, again, they didn't even own it. But anyways, so people were putting too much emphasis on the shield. So one thing that I really saw with Sam, whenever Captain America gave him that shield, yes, he trusted it with him. He felt like Sam had what it took, possibly, to be the next Captain America. But after Steve left off the scene, him and Bucky, both, you could tell that affected them a lot. Like, they missed Steve because they both loved Steve. Steve was a good man. Like, he was Steve far before he was Captain America. But anyways, I'm sure he wanted to be everything that Steve wanted him to be, but he was hesitant because, he knew, and I said this before episode 5. If you've seen episode 5, you remember episode 5, you know what I'm talking about. Before episode 5, I had already been saying he did not want that shield. Well, it's not that he didn't want it, but he didn't want to. He knew that but people were not going to accept a black Captain America. There were going to be people who were going to hate him because they did not want a black Captain America. I wanted to see a black Captain America. But he knew, like, we ain't crazy. We all knew there were going to be people who did not want a black Captain America. And that's a sad thing, because let's be honest, they wanted somebody who was blue-eyed, blonde hair to represent America. Like the mantle, so to speak, or the idea of Captain America was to be a superhero that really represented a nation, the United States. And they wanted a white man to be that representation. That's just the honest to God truth. That everybody was like dancing around and nobody wanted to just say it until, like I said, that 5th episode. I knew it all along. And I jumped up and I yelled, I knew it, whenever I saw it, because I knew it. But anyways, so like I said, a lot of people got mad at Sam for giving up the shield, and I'm like, give him credit for being a good man who thought he was doing the right thing. And the big slap in the face was when they looked him in the eyes and told him, oh, you're doing the right thing, sir. Thank you for giving us the shield. And then they turned around and gave it to John Walker, the knockoff Captain America. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was so mad when I saw that episode. I was so PO'd. And he was looking like, I can't believe these. I was like, that was a low blow. But it proved, again, everything that we were saying, that they did not want a black Captain America. Because if they did, they would have been like, well, Steve gave him the shield, so obviously Steve wanted him to be the next Captain America. So maybe we should make him the next Captain America. But no, they didn't do that. They gave it to John Walker, their poster child. And they ended up regretting it. And I'm glad. Yeah, I said it. I'm glad. So that 5th episode broke my heart. It broke my heart in so many pieces, like seeing what Isaiah went through and all the things that they put him through, him being tortured and put in prison. It broke my heart. Like, he was crying, Sam was crying, I wanted to cry. And then, like, when he said that quote, boy, that really broke me up. He was like, them stars and stripes don't mean nothing good to me. I was like, look what they did to this man. This is heartbreaking, but it's so true. It's so true. Like, people don't understand. Truth is stranger than fiction. It's very true. But anyways, I feel like at that moment, Sam was like, I gotta make a difference. Like, I have to be the one. Because he already was the one. He already had what it took. He just didn't believe in himself because, again, like, We all knew. He had the reaction that anybody would have in his shoes. Like if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, they ain't about to be, you know, putting up pitchforks and burning stuff in my yard, talking about some you can't be Captain America, because that's probably what they would have done. Somebody would have did it. Let's just be honest. So I don't blame him, okay? And even Bucky, like, and I know that's how I know I wasn't crazy for thinking that. Even Bucky came back to him because he was one of the main people that was like, how could you give up the shield? Steve trusted you with that. Even Bucky came back to him and was like, you know, man, I gotta apologize to you. Like, you were just doing what you thought was right. And I was like, these are two real men right here. Like, I gotta admit, seeing the two of them together in this series working together, I honestly feel like they were meant to carry out Steve's legacy after he moved off the scene. And seeing them together makes me so happy. They're funny. I don't care what anybody says. The two of them are funny together. And I love seeing them together. Like, I love seeing them fight together. Those little funny moments they had, like when they were, like, you know, helping repair the boat. That was hysterical to me. Like, I enjoyed seeing them together. And when they fight together, like, the two of them fighting together, like, please. That's what we need more of. And, like, whenever, you know, they had that moment when he was talking to Sam, whenever he was with his sister and his nephews, and he was saying, like, what the shield meant to him, why he was so, you know, he was triggered when he gave it away, because all he had left was Steve, and then Steve left off the scene, so all he had left was that shield. But he realized it wasn't even about the shield. It wasn't. Because if you remember back in Captain America Civil War, whenever Steve and Bucky were all, well, Steve was trying to fight, well, he was trying to stop Iron Man from killing Bucky after he found out what he found out. And they basically, like, you know, stopped Iron Man. He was like, where do you think you're going? That's my father's shield. He made that shield. It's not yours. And Steve looked at him like, all right. And he threw the shield down. Again, it was, the shield doesn't even really matter. It never mattered. But anyways, I'm glad that Sam did go ahead and take up the mantle of Captain America. I'm sorry, I like to play Smash Brothers, and somebody said Captain Captain Falcon. I would have threw my shoe at the screen if somebody would have, if he would have said Falcon Punch, I would have threw my shoe at the screen. I'm just saying. That would have been, I could be 50 and I would have still laughed at that. But anyways, that's beside the point, though. I don't know why I thought that. My brain is goofy. I go to stuff like that whenever I see stuff like that. But anyways, bringing it back in. I do love the fact that he went ahead and took up the mantle. And he even admitted, he's like, I know there's people that don't want to see me wearing these stars and stripes. I know there's people that don't want no black Captain America. But the time is now, and I have to pick up this. And I'm glad that he did. And like I said, he was the right man for the job. Just like Steve was the right man for the job whenever they gave him the title of Captain America. They picked him at the time, the people who chose him, because he was a good man, what he had inside. And again, that super soldier serum only brings out, as Hopkins said before they killed him, it only brings out more of who you really are. Steve was a good man. He put his foot down. He stood for good morals, the truth, justice, actual justice. And that's all he had in him. He was, again, the right man for the job, just like Sam. And I even say Bucky. He's one of the only people now with the super soldier serum. And again, only people who are right for the job needed that super soldier serum. Only people who were good people. Bucky's good people. He's the only other person that I would trust with the super soldier serum, of course, other than Sam. But he ain't taking that serum, as he said. So that's how that is. Like I said, Bucky and Sam, they're continuing Steve's legacy together. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it 100%. I'm here for it. Now, some things that shook me. I was shooketh when I saw Sharon being a double agent. I was trying to figure out, so who is this power broker? I got the name wrong so many times. I said power somebody, the bank owner, the power banker. I was saying all kinds of names. Finally, at the last episode, I was like, Sharon is the doggone power broker. I'll be doggone. What in blue blazes? I can't believe Sharon. I expected better out of Sharon. I don't even know her that well, aside from, what we've seen, what little of her in the movies. But I was like, Sharon, how could you? I'm shocked. I was shooketh when I saw Sharon as the power broker. And of course, she wasn't going to not kill Carly after her finding out that she was the power broker. That's just so sad. And I do hate that she killed Carly. I know Carly was a loose cannon, killing people, which was not right. I get that, she was slighted. She was just a slighted young woman who was hurt. And again, the super soldier serum brings out more of what you are. I think that with that super soldier serum, she was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fist to get somebody. Somebody's fist to pay. They're gonna see me for what they did," and that's exactly what happened. And I don't think she deserved to die for it. But Sharon was just covering her tracks. Sharon. Now we've got some setup for season 2. How are they gonna find out that Sharon of all people, and Sam then helped her get her pardon, trying to be a good man, or he is a good man, but. Oh my goodness, when I saw Sharon as the power broker, I was like, I can't believe this woman. So I'm thinking maybe it's because she feels bad because the United States, in this series, they, like she was basically an enemy of the state. And maybe she felt so slighted that she decided to switch sides. I don't know. Maybe she's working with Hydra. Maybe she's been brainwashed. We'll find out, I guess, in like a year or so, because, these things, these new seasons pumped out. But I'm still shook. Sharon, of all people. But anyways. And then Zemo's over there laughing in prison after blowing up. Oh, he accomplished his goal. Oh, he's gonna wipe as many of them that took the super soldier serum off the face of the planet as he could. That's all he's rotting in prison but smiling because somehow he done made his way to get rid of them super soldiers. I have half a mind to think that somebody's still out there with another serum hidden, or another formula that they were probably going to make, or find somebody to make. And that speech that Sam gave at the end, oh my goodness, that gripped my heart. It touched me. Like, and he told them, he was like, y'all need to do what's right, because if you don't, more Carlys will pop up. And I'm like, y'all better listen to him, because y'all almost died. They almost couldn't save you in time. But anyways, well, that and what he did for Isaiah at the end with that statue, whoo, man, that touched my heart, man. And he deserved it. He deserved it. I'm excited for season 2. That's all I have to say. I cannot wait. I'm excited. They didn't brought the game up. I'm excited.